Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to you. We're back for another stream. All over the place. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Kick. It says we've got 39 people. 39 people are viewing right now. So let yourself be known in the chat. Hey. Ah. I was just getting out of focus there. But happy Friday to you on this June the 30th. Got any good plans for the weekend? Are you up to much? Do anything good? If you don't know, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday is motivational. Wednesday is live hypnosis. Friday is more of a conversation. And we have a bit of a pre-show. Just a little bit of a chat. And then afterwards, we have the pre-show and then we do the live recording of the podcast. Oh, let's have a quick check. We are so close. So close to 14 million downloads. And I'd love to know if we're there or not. I don't think we're there. Ooh. We are 10,000 away. 10,000 away, so by Sunday we'll be there. By Sunday we'll have had 14 million downloads of the podcast. Just the podcast. Add a few million on the YouTube. 14 plus 2. 16 million it will be. Should be nice. Be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and hit the bell if you're on youtube.com/JosephClough. That is where most people tend to hang out, and Facebook. And then the other places, we don't really hear much from them. But feel free to reach out to us. So I was running yesterday and I got injured. It wasn't cool. I was running. I was a mile in and suddenly I felt something go on my foot. And then I had to hobble back to my car. And then it was very painful. Got a bit better. Then in the night it got painful again. But I managed to walk out today. So that's good. But I do not like the idea of not being able to run at the moment. I'm going to give it a go on Saturday. And we'll see. I was like, I want to get my 4 miles in. But nope. Before I get into the welcomes. Hey Emma, you need more water and electrolytes. Hey you. Water. And water. And each and every one of them has electrolytes. There's a really cool brand that I use. I don't know the name. But it's a bit like the equivalent of Liquid IV. Then I have my athletic greens. I'm getting back into the magnesium game before bed. I could put a bit of sea salt in it, I guess. But I promise you, I am electrolyted up. I'm electrocuted by the lamps. But thank you for that, though. But I'm really conscious of that because, sheesh. But thank you so much. That's exactly what we want. Though, I'm going to bring that up again. In general, we need more water and electrolytes. Get to it. We need a hydronation. I think part of it, I haven't been sleeping long as well. And the other thing, I was talking to my trainer today, and he said, and I had the thought of this, I feel like I didn't have my shoes tight enough, my running shoes, and I'm running on uneven ground. I'm out in like the trails. So I think I may have just kind of twisted something uneven ground. There you go. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to give it a go tomorrow. But I saw Rosa and Billy comment before. I'm just trying to find it on YouTube. Billy says, hey, or hi. Rosa says, I can't bring it up on screen because screen, because it was before the show. Said, woo, there's all I can read anyway. Woo, there's going to be an interesting topic. Looking forward to know what will come up with the meaning of life. Yeah. Spoiler, it's not that hard. Let me get back to the comments I can see. So, happy Friday to you, Emma. Good day to you. Great to have you here, and thank you once again for the tip. Very much needed. Mina is here as well on YouTube saying, hope you're feeling good today. I'm feeling pretty... My music's too loud. Pretty good. Name where that is on a TV show. Hey Laura, great to have you here. Happy Independence Day weekend. Wow. Independent from whom? Who are you being independent? I mean, I live in America. But who are you independent from? Is it the English? I don't know if... Am I allowed to celebrate that? Am I part of the party? Because I feel like it was kind of getting out of the Englishness. So, as they say, as a joke, Happy Treason Day. Happy Treason Day to you. But of course I'm joking. Hey Sue, great to have you here all the way in Arizona. It is hot there. Or hot here, as in where you are. I bet it is. I'm going to guess 107. 107. Great to have you here, Billy. Yeah, we're almost 16 million total. Well, we are 16 million total if you add the YouTube, for sure. But the podcast, we're almost at 14 million. Oh, thank you, Emma. Appreciate that. Everyone's so kind. Hey, Nicole. Great to have you here, you superstar. Welcome back. And we got a bit of a stranger back in the chat. Welcome back. I am doing pretty good. Other than the injury, I'm pretty good. I got a whole weekend off, which I'm gloriously looking forward to. I know it's your weekend all the way in Australia. I know you said that you can only make some of your Saturday streams, my Friday. But how are you doing? I hope you're doing well and busy with work. It is your 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. I always forget. Great to have you back. Thank you so much. I am... Whoops. I get the free hypnosis app. But yeah. I'll get better. It's a reoccurring injury, to be honest. I get it like twice per year. Carl says, oh my goodness, Joseph, I feel so joy. I just got back from my first coffee date. I'm filled with joy, thinking of all the possibilities, and I feel so open to this new world. I love it. You get some celebrations. Awesome stuff. Love it. Hey, Eddie. Great to have you here. Welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you here when you pop in. Sometimes you're a bit late, right? Can you do a quick comment after the stream? But it's great to have you here. I love how we're all welcoming everyone. What a nice little family we got. Okay, you got me on that one. I am a little bit of a lack of a stretcher. It's so easy to forget. But yeah, I do a lot better than I used to. And especially with like my psoas and the psoas as well. So I've done a lot of that stuff, like stretching. Because I've had lower back issues because of running as well. Due to the lack of stretching, not because of the running. Which I haven't had for a while now, which is good. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So close by an hour or two. Oh, nice. In your winter time as well. Busy with life. Awesome. So, what else? If you haven't got the app yet, go ahead and download the app at freehypnosis.app. You got all the free stuff in there. Every one of these live streams, bar this little conversation we're having before the show and after the show, they're all edited down, and this is going to be episode 836. You got a hypnosis sessions where you can heart, which means it just brings it to the top of the feed. You got a night version to every one of the tracks. You got a download option there. You can repeat the track if you want to repeat it. Custom hypnosis. You choose a point of subject and then the symptoms, and it generates your own little custom hypnosis right there. You've also got 4-hour sleep sessions. 4-hour sleep hypnosis sessions. Lots of cool stuff. Create your day morning meditations. Audio programs. It's all free to download. You get free access for entirety of this. You got a light and dark mode as well. It's a bit easy on your eyes. You can create playlists. Add tracks in any one of the sections to the playlist. Just do the little dots, add to playlist, put it to one you created, and it is there. Put another one on the playlist. There we go. All at freehypnosis.app. And if you are enjoying, please go ahead and review. Super easy. You click within the app, or go to the App Store, type in my name, or hypnosis I tend to go up first. Do a little review. Takes like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, but your words make the difference. It helps people take a leap. Hey, Superstar. Great to have you back in the stream as well. Welcome. And welcome back. Happy Friday to you. So cold. It is, not to make you jealous, but it's glorious. 75 degrees in San Diego, I think. Pretty perfect for me. Emma says, if anyone hasn't got the app, I cannot recommend it enough. Joe has helped me for about 4 years. Not the best reader in the world, but the app's pretty awesome. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate it. If you haven't left a review, if it's just that set of words, no matter how small, it definitely makes a difference. Because people go, I'm not that interested, but then they read real users. They go, wow, I'm gonna give it a go just in case. Heat wave in the Northern California area. So it's not quite a heat wave here. I've got a tan, but maybe because I'm a bit more coastal. So they take a long time to create, but I can being in the cool club, go ahead and send me a message of the title, and I'll see if I can do that. At the moment, the app will have me the facility, the ability to upload myself, rather doing on every app update. They're building a whole system for me, and I can look into that, because a few people do prefer no music, and most people do prefer music. I've only had a few people over the 10 years of doing actual, or probably 12, 14 years doing the audio, but I do understand that, so let me know, and I'll do my best. Just takes a bit of time. Eric says, the 4-hour sleep sessions are good if you have sleep issues too. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Puts you to sleep. Puts you to sleep. That's what it... Some people have actually... I laugh there, but I get it. Some people say, am I meant to listen to it all? It's like, no, the whole point is I help you go to sleep. Or some people said, I fell asleep by mistake. No. I'm there to put you to sleep. I'm actually there to help you go to sleep while you transform. What better way? Transform while you sleep. So yeah, it is. Thank you for that, Eric. Katrina, welcome, my friend. Great to have you here. Used the 4-hour sleep last night for the first time. Terrific. Great. And I'm going to make more titles. Because the difference between my 4-hour ones and other people's, and I'm happy to say this is all true, then most, it's just 4 hours of audio, it's just music after like 35 minutes. Mine's pretty much continuous by like 5 minutes because I put my voice low at the end. And I haven't seen other people do that. So it's continuous almost. Well, it's continuous throughout the audio. But thank you ever so much. If you get time to leave a review, appreciate that. There you go, you got a bit of a trade going on with the weather. Okay, that's way too hot for me. That's Arizona weather. Hey, my friend, great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another superstar in the group. And I saw... Well, I saw your celebration on my dad's call, the group coaching call, and also in the group. My goodness, that gave me the tingles. I was like, oh, that's super awesome. So congratulations. Great to have you here. Yeah, that'll be over 40. Or I think 40 is like 100, right? Thank you. Great to have you here. Yeah. I think 40 is 100 and just a little bit over by guessing. There we go. You got it. You got it. And you are most welcome. So what I love, goes into a bit about meaning, is seeing people transform. That's what I love doing. Because I've been there as well. So I know what it's like to feel not good enough or worthy or deserving, or anxiety, blushing, self-consciousness. I've been there, but now I'm here. And I want to be able to go, look, get over here. Let me take you by the hand and show you how to do that. Oh, thank you. My drink's got a leak. That's so kind of you. So, we've talked about this before, but out of all communication, 93% is unconscious. 7% is the words, but then it's broken down to physiology and tonality. So, tone is very important. Like pitch, cadence, timbre, speed. So you can say for example, you can say I love you, but if you had an angry tone and it was loud and it takes away the whole meaning of the sentence of I love you. So it is very important, and I do try to emphasize certain things linguistically. I do my best. And then even physiology, so your physiology creates the tone, right? So if you are doing, like if I'm doing public speaking, the way that I hold or the physiology will communicate certain things, even with your listening to audios, because it will have an effect when it comes to physiology. Oh, yeah. When I was in Turkey, it was 40 degrees plus. When I was in Israel, it got there as well. Arizona, the other way around, I can't remember what it would be, but it was like 100, I can't always forget, I think it was 116 at one point. And that dry heat can be pretty hard when it's that hot. Hey Cheryl, great to have you here. Please forgive me, I have not responded to your ever so kind YouTube comments. I usually do it in the evening, but I haven't been able to for the last evening or so. I did respond to a few of yours the night before, but thank you so much. Your words are so kind. I appreciate that. That really helps. And I will respond. I will respond. I do respond to all the... Well, I don't respond to all the comments. Like when people say, I've got a voice like... So I've got... Some of the YouTube comments I've got, once I reply to them, they disappear because it's like they've been actioned. So then I only see the negative ones. And there's two funny ones right next to each other. One is that I sound like Hannibal Lecter. And the other one is I sound like a vampire. I don't know, I didn't even know vampires had a tone and a voice. Or like, you know, like a typical tone. But yeah, Hannibal Lecter. I mean, Anthony Hopkins. Bit of a compliment if you think of the actor, not Hannibal. So that's always funny. Sometimes I reply to those. Awesome. So I'm thinking, because some people request this, to create a track around menopause. I need to obviously do a lot of research in the symptoms of it, because it's going to vary, and also I have not experienced anything like that. So I am going to get onto creating that. You could read a menu and I'd sleep. That's a compliment. It's a professional and together. Okay, so what kind of menu should we read? Should we do a live menu reading of a local restaurant? Thank you ever so much. Yeah, vampire. I heard a comedian say, how did vampires have such slick hair? How did vampires have such good kind of, you know, like those kind of typical combed back, very perfect? How can they have that kind of hair when they don't see themselves in the mirror? Doesn't make sense. Maybe they're not real. That just kind of takes it away. They can't see their reflection. Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely my plans. It is in my plans. I've got some other things I've got to do within the app first, but when there's some time and space, I would definitely reach out to you. I mean, it's just kind of tailored a little bit there. Happy Friday to you, Grim Grim. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well. Great to have you here. And welcome to you, Superstar. Great to have you here as well. Kind of close to my old stomping grounds at Cambridge. Just like Caroline. Oh, great to have you here. Ah, it's all good. We're just we should get started, to be honest. We should get started. So I think we should get started. Shall we get started? I think we should. But I'm not a vampire. I don't think I sound like a vampire. I can see myself in the mirror. I can see myself. So that means I'm fine. Hey, my friend. Great to have you here. How you doing? Great to have you back on this Friday stream. We're just about to start. And we'll make it... Yeah, that's why I was like, how can you leave a comment? I'll read exactly what they said before we start. Gotta scroll down. Gonna try this tonight. But I'm hoping I don't have nightmares. Your voice is straight out of a Dracula movie. That's what I said. Gonna try this tonight, but I'm hoping I don't have nightmares. Your voice is straight out of a Dracula movie. So maybe Dracula does have a voice. I said vampire, so I'm going to go back on that. And the other one, to my ears, you sound a little bit like Hannibal Lecter. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do like those, you know, like the mean tweets. Someone called me a Slytherin. I had to figure out what that was, but it's on Harry Potter, presumably. There were some funny old English ones, like from the Carry On films. I don't know. But not everyone is going to resonate with everyone. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. I do not mind at all. As long as I keep trying hypnosis. That's why I try to try. If you don't like my stuff, just keep looking for other hypnotherapists, because it does work. I don't care if you'll change with me or not. Okay, I'm missing comments again. I'm missing comments on YouTube. They're not all coming through. I think. I don't know. If I missed your comment, try again. Try again. Oh, I'll take that. Well, I'll take the vampire one. It's pretty cool. If there's any movie makers doing vampire movies, or a remake of, what was it, Silence of the Lambs? I'll give it a go. If money's right, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. With a bit of self-reflection before. It's so easy to comment on things, though, isn't it? So easy to comment on so easy to comment on things. Quick to review, quick to say your words when you're on a keyboard or a thing. But I get it. I understand. It's okay. I don't mind. Keeps you grounded. Keeps you grounded, and remember, sticks and stones won't break your bones. No, they will. Sticks and stones will break your bones. Do not take that first advice. Names, is it? Stick and stones may break my bones, but names, and it won't harm me. Yeah, don't do the first thing I said. Sticks and stones will hurt. My dyslexia kicked in a whole sentence. Interesting. I'll look into that. Yes, so easy to be. Well, don't they... They do mesmerism, which is hypnosis, right? I think in folklore, some parts is they feel mesmerized in the presence of Dracula. Same thing with aliens, same thing with the Men in Black, same thing with the black-eyed children, same thing with all those things. Is it a mesmerism, trance-like state? So I think they are actually hypnotists, right? They got to have permission to get in the home, and then the stories, of course, unless it's real, the stories go, then I was under a spell. Well, what is a spell? A hypnotic spell. So, yeah, they do hypnosis. I do. I'm a vampire. Figured it out. I am actually a vampire. Oh my goodness, they were right. I've been found out.
I found out I'm a vampire. I found out I'm a vampire.
But if I were to be a vampire, my voice would be all weird, I'm sure. Different. Thank you so much. So appreciate that, Jojo. Great to have you on the stream. They do, they? Well, I kind of skipped over that. Thank you so much. Honestly, that's so kind of those words. I so appreciate them. It's so cool. And you're doing the work. Truth came out for a moment. I am a vampire. I filed my teeth. But hey, I get to live for a long time. I'm really 400 years old rather than 40 years old. And I wear black. I'm in a darkened room. No daylight. They figured it out before I knew. Yeah. Well, I couldn't run because I got injured yesterday. But I'm going to have a little run tomorrow. A little run. See what happens. But I can't believe they figured me out. And I have a black cat. It all makes sense. What else is happening? I have artificial light, look. Artificial light. I'm not sleeping at the moment very well. That's because I should be awake. That's pretty good, right, for being 400. I'll take that. I don't know what... How did we all figure this out? Okay, so there's more than one of us in the chat. That's good to know I'm not alone. What else makes me... Trying to see. Maybe I've just woken up from being in a trance. I don't know. Anyway, we should probably get on to the show. And it's 333. I just look at your watches if you're in Pacific. It's 333. Well, that's great. I'm 100 years younger than 333 Pacific. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Appreciate that. I think this is the first time you've been on the live stream. This is the... I should look over here. No, I should look over here. I need to get used to my cameras. Here's our little pre-show chat. Okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. You and your jokes. Now I've got to think of a vampire joke. Well, I did the thing about the there you go. Even the balance. Even the balance. Bit like 11, 11, 3, 3, 3. I can't believe you said that. You're back at it on a Friday. I can't think of anything. I'm too busy thinking about what I've got to be doing. Alright, hold it back. Hold it back. Come on now. I can't think of anything. I'm too busy thinking. All right, let's get on the show and I'll think of something in the background while I'm talking. This is going to be episode 836. And it's going to be fun. Let's make it maybe short, maybe casual. Let's something, you know, like something to sink your teeth into. That's what we'll do. I wanted this bit of idea, something to sink your... Got you. That kind of worked. Sink your teeth into this bit of information. This episode. Sheesh, I did it. Okay, let's get to the episode. Let's get to the episode. 3, 2. Let's restart the music on this one actually, because it's more of a chill out stream. No, we'll go for this one. We'll stop that. We'll go over here. And we'll go for the chill. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 836. Now, in today's episode, we're talking about finding your meaning in life. Because we hear it all the time. Live a life of meaning. Try to figure out what you want to do out of life. Trying to have purpose and passions and meaningful experiences through life. And I posted the other day on Twitter. On Twitter to Instagram and Facebook and things. And I said like it's a question that I personally struggle with. Like finding meaning out of life. And I usually say like the meaning of life is ultimately living a meaningful life, which is obviously so simplistic and easy. But it's like what kind of brings you up. And the reason why I struggle with it is because of expectations. And I think most people struggle with finding meaning out of life because everyone has this subjective label of what living a meaningful life is. And we've been probably taught to assume that, right? To find meaning through other people's subjective meanings of meaning of life, right? If that makes sense. Because we're always told that. All these different opinions. We've got these, especially on things like, I don't really go on Instagram, but when you kind of go through the videos, it's always like these like quotes from like Alan Watts, who I love. Obviously he's passed, but loved all his stuff. Of people being on these like tropical islands or in nature, and it's all about living the best life, a meaningful life. And unfortunately, it sets up this benchmark, this expectation that if I need to live a meaningful life, I must keep up with the Joneses of the Instagram world. Now, I don't know enough about Instagram, but I also know probably a little bit that most of those people aren't living a meaningful life, and they're doing it for maybe ego. And the chances are it wasn't even them in that situation. They've just kind of taken someone else's video, put some audio to it, and they're going, yeah, I'm living my best life. I'm living a meaningful life. I think that's ever so common. And I think sometimes we can look for ourselves if we want to be able to look in the mirror, if we can see ourselves in the mirror sometimes, then we look at it and go, well, maybe I post things on social media to come across a certain way. I think that's something that we can easily fall into, which then creates this echo chamber of how we should live life, how we get meaning out of life. So that was one thing that I struggled with, because even with like my family sometimes, like, what are you doing today? And I'm like, I'm walking. And it's like, well, you should probably get out more. But I love walking. And sometimes it would build this kind of resistance within me, going, am I actually doing and living a meaningful life if I'm not doing X, Y, Z, which is supposedly living a meaningful life? So I used to kind of like sometimes struggle, and sometimes I still do, because I feel like sometimes I'm missing out on other experiences because I'm so focused on this other thing. But the chances are people will quickly forget us in this life. Just a generation or two. I mean, there's like, it's not a negative thing. It is like, to me, more of an awakening thing. But at the end of the day, in a couple of generations, we're probably going to be forgotten. Another generation, like how much do we know about our great-grandparents or our great-great-great-grandparents? Unless you're really into it, the chances are they're just an echo in time. And I wish we did know more, but to be able to just live in other people's expectations in this present life, and even sometimes if we were to pass on, they probably just didn't, you know, there's just their opinion. It kind of sobers you up a little bit and go, well, if in a way people will forget, like we forgot our ancestors, isn't it just more important to be able to do what you want? Like whatever that meaningful thing for you is. It's not about necessarily building a multi-million-dollar business. It's not necessarily about doing charitable work. There's nothing wrong with any of those things, right? If that's on your heart, then that's amazing. Like some people, maybe the meaningful or having meaning in life is being a mother, being a father, being a good sibling, being a good neighbor. Maybe your meaning in life is something that you just enjoy doing every day, which is not monetized, which is not cool, which is not has to be a certain way in doing a hike somewhere in the wild and videoing it. Maybe it's at home and you're just doing a hobby and that you just love doing it. It doesn't have to be your full-time job. Now, if you can monetize it and you have the will and the grit to learn business to be able to make that a reality, because a lot of people forget that, why can we not just be at peace with the so-called smaller things? Because that small thing to someone else doesn't disregard the bigness of the meaning to you. So whatever you enjoy, no matter how big or small, it is still big to you. We only diminish its size of meaning based on our comparison to what other people think it should be, or what we consciously observe and unconsciously assume to then go, well, I should be doing something else. I should be finding more meaning out of these things rather the things that we presently have. Now, you may not even have that yet, which is fine as well. Maybe it's about just having fun, making life a fun experience, being more gentle on the experience. Now, if you ask me when it comes to meaning, honestly, it is my intention, wherever it happens or not, my intention is to leave the world in a better place than I found it. I don't know if that will absolutely happen, but I like the philosophy behind it, to leave the world in a better place than you found it. And it so happened that I went through all my anxiety, all my fears, all my limiting beliefs of fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear of acceptance, or as in not being acceptance, fear of success, fear of being rejected, feeling never enough, worthy, deserving, or good enough. All those things that I went to conquer allowed me to fall in to do what I'm doing today. So all these 3 episodes, the 836 one being this one, all the hypnosis sessions, my main program, or if I've done trainings and seminars in the past, all of those things, written a book. I only got to that place by conquering my own fears. So it was something that I fell into, which lit me up. And that could be a little bit of a takeaway for you as well. Sometimes our greatest challenges, our greatest times of darkness, where everything feels like nothing can get any worse, maybe in those times, once we really dig deep and go, this is my turning point. Yes, then you may fall into a passion. In fact, a lot of people I work with sometimes tend to, not like a high percentage, but once we've let go of their problem, they tend to want to be able to help other people do the same thing, whether it be in a professional or business capacity, or whether it being a therapist or a practitioner of change, and they train with us. Because they go through something and they've gone on the other side when we've done the work to then go, I want to do this. But once again, it's not to say that's your meaning. That doesn't have to be your purpose. It shouldn't be, right? There shouldn't be a needs of necessity. I should be this. I have to do it this way. I've got to do it. What if we just get to live a little? What if we just get to do our passions? To look for the meaning in the smaller things, the meaning in the conversation, the meaning in the times with your friends or your family or your partner, or the meaning in nature, whatever it is. We don't have to put it out there on the world to see. It could be something so sacred, which is just within you, no matter how so-called small it is, because it's big to you. If that fills you up, if that causes you to light up your neurology, then that is amazing. Now, it could be tapped into something greater than yourself, where it be like your higher truth. When I say higher truth, I kind of mean whether you're religious or you're spiritual, or even atheist, I don't really mind, but like connected to something deeper than yourself. That could be a very meaningful connection that we seek for. Like, I remember needing that, or searching for that meaning, feeling that connection with something, and I spent a lot of money trying to find that connection, asking people who had that connection. But the reality of to really shorten that story, because I go in depth about it sometimes, is having spent all this money in trying to find this connection, we can change connection to some form of meaning. I was outside my house, and it was like my 21st birthday 19 years ago, and it was late at night, midnight, or gone midnight. Everything got quiet, and like any traffic nearby, just quiet. It was that kind of Oz effect, the eeriness of just silence. And in that moment, I was like, there's nothing to find. There's nothing beyond me which isn't within me. There's nothing I had to acquire to be able to find that connection within myself. Like, it was always there, but I was looking in the wrong places. I was always seeking it out, where really I had to just become it. Now, not to say we shouldn't do the work in terms of developing ourselves and let go of the limiting beliefs we have. Yes, we do that because it uncovers that. It's like the shortcut to it. But when you really talk about living a meaningful life, is to find the meaning in the things that we do, or to explore beyond the territory of our experience right now, which then can lead us into that path. And it can be huge, it can be ever so small, and we shouldn't judge it based on what other people's opinions are of that. So when I say to my family sometimes that I'm doing the work and all those things, I shouldn't feel guilty for not doing the more social stuff. Like, if I enjoy it, if I wake up every day excited for my day, to see what's happening within my business, see the impact I'm trying to create, if that lights up my neurology, then that's great. And then it kind of goes into then communication, because there will be people who will not understand that, because they're coming from their viewpoint of the world, their model of the world, and their model of the world of what meaning is totally different to you. And I say we need to develop the communication is because the chances are you may be with people in your life who will not understand the meaning that you're connecting to. The meaning in photography, the meaning in the walk, the meaning with being a mother or a father, the meaning in striving for making an impact in the world, or creating a business, or being a practitioner, like all the things. Not everyone understands it. So we've then got to come together and start to communicate differently. Respect their model of the world of what they think is meaningful, because that's their meaning. Like, you wouldn't want someone to disregard your meaning, hence there can be some tension or conflict there. Well, in the same way, we've got to respect if that's their model of the world of what meaning is, and they just don't see you doing that. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means we need to understand that that's where they are and this is where you are. You don't have to agree. That's one of the big things in the world. Like, we feel like we've got to agree with everything. No, you can disagree, but just sometimes respect that that's their model of what meaningful life is. And if you enter a conversation like that, of respect, of entering their model of the world and understanding it, and then inviting them into your world as to what you get from the meaning. Like, think about it. If you haven't got one, maybe it will come to you soon. Maybe you look into what's of important to you in life. That's a great way of finding your meaning and purpose. If you haven't watched my other episodes about finding purpose, go ahead and look for that one. I've done a couple of them, but look for the most recent ones, because it's going to help you find the things which are important to you. But let's say you found something what's important to you, which is meaningful, living a life of meaning, no matter how big or small, because it's big to you. You then dive into, well, what is meaningful to you about it? Because when you get that, you get the reasons as to why it's important. And then when you convey the reasons of the meaning, people will tend to understand it, because all they see is the surface. Oh, you're just doing this habit or this hobby. That's what they objectively see. But if you go, that is true, I am doing this thing, I am operating or carrying out this behavior, but the reason why I do what I do, the reason behind it, is it does X, Y, Z. It makes me feel of purpose. It makes me feel I wake up every single day excited. I get to, even if it's not your job, I get to go home and do this. Like, when you explain the feelings you get, or beyond the feeling, what you really understand from that, then they're going to go, oh, it's not the thing, it's the thing that you get from the thing, the real meaning. You see, a lot of people go, well, I want money, I want abundance. I say this quite often because I find it really, really funny. They go, I want money, I want to be crazy abundant. And I usually go, kind of you do, but you don't. And then I go, what do you mean by that? Well, you don't want money, you want what money gives you. Why do you want money? And then they suddenly go, well, it allows me to travel, it allows me to be with my family, it allows me to give to charities, it allows me to have all the healthy food, the green juices, the personal trainer, it allows me to have security. Now suddenly, that's wholly different from just money. Money was just the vehicle. And in the same way, in finding meaning in the things that you do or you assume, you begin to understand, well, it's not about the thing, it's about what it gives you. Because when I say, I'm going to work today, a lot of people go, work? On a Sunday? You work Saturday and Sunday? I go, yeah. Not maybe the whole day on Sunday, but half a day I usually work on a Sunday. And they go, work? Why are you doing work on a Sunday? But I don't see work as a negative thing. I feel like I'm doing the work. I'm doing something that lifts me up. It's just the connotation of the word, because we see it as a chore or a necessity. Once again, I've got to go to work. I need to go to work so I get paid. I just have a different representation of what work is. Work to me lifts me up. When people understand that, they go, wow, okay, you do what you gotta do. If you enjoy working on a Sunday, then you work on a Sunday. So it's all about getting the clarity. So number one, let's kind of break it down. It's getting out the idea of what other people think what living a meaningful life is. It's what you bring to life. It's what you create meaning in. And that can be big, but it could be small, or you think is small, or what other people think is small, but really it's meaningful to you. It's far more than just the thing, because then you can tap into those reasons, as I said, like what it really gives you, which kind of hits your soul or it hits your beingness, that lights up your neurology to live life. And remember, other people's expectations of you does not have to be your reality. So other people's expectations of what a meaningful life is not yours. Some will be the same, but they're not fully yours. They're just other people's. So understand their map of the world. That's just their model. But it doesn't have to be you. You don't have to assume that. But it's good to be able to communicate. Like, understand, don't have to agree, but you want to be able to respect their model of what meaning is, but then also understand why your meaning is different and how you can communicate with that in a different way, so they understand the reasons and the meanings behind the meaning. When you do that, you're building a connection with someone, you're communicating, you're getting rapport, because they start to have a greater understanding. So it's a very vague thing to summarize, right? Like, meaning of life, living a meaningful life, finding a meaningful life. It's so ambiguous, it's so vague, because you can't put it in a box. So be gentle on yourself when you go to it, because it is so transparent and vague. But think about it more of the essence of it. What is the feeling behind it? And where do you find those feelings that, if you did more of, would allow you to live a more meaningful life? It doesn't have to be singular, it can be in everything you do. And I think when you come from it from that way, I think your life will be dramatically more meaningful, of course, and therefore less stressful, less expectation, and more being about you, and therefore living a more meaningful life. So I hope you got value from this episode. Now, of course, if you're experiencing, you got the meaning, you know what you want to be doing, but you just don't believe you're good enough, worthy, or deserving to make that happen, then of course you can go ahead and apply to work with us on a customized level. There is an investment to it. I try to say that a lot, just so I'm very clear in my language. But what you do is you fill out an application, and then you go ahead and attend a one-to-one call with us. When you attend that call, we get clear on exactly what you want to let go of, exactly what you want to achieve, what's getting in the way. And then if we can serve you and get you there, we may invite you into the program to let it go within 8 weeks. And that's josephclough.info/talk. josephclough.info/talk. Once again, there's an investment. You got to put time, a couple hours a week into it, and just let go of the hidden root cause, which is creating everything. And we only really work with people, we're very picky because it's very customized. The I'm not good enough, the I'm not worthy, the imposter syndrome, all those kind of fear of rejection. Because I went through that, I know how to let go. I can let go of other things, of course. And I have created many of those options, and you can actually find those options on my free app. You can go to freehypnosis.app, and there you can download hundreds of hypnosis sessions for free. The whole app is open for 7 days, no subscription required, just so you can get it out. But if you don't you don't want to invest, say like the $27 per year for the unlimited option, then you'll still get the over 800 episodes and every new episode that I have. So that's all there, and you get the hundreds of hypnosis sessions within the free section. But if you do want to be able to have access, you can create your own custom hypnosis sessions. You can transform in the day, transform in the night. You can create playlists. You have 4-hour sleep sessions in there. And that means you allow me to guide you to sleep, and you transform while you sleep. And on top of that, there are these create your day morning sessions as well. So just 10 minutes in the morning to set up your day the way you'd like to. Audio programs so that we go a little bit deeper, and there'll be more of those coming out in the future as well as you proceed into that mini subscription. You can even create playlists. You've got your favorite ones in a free section, or favorite ones in the audio program, or in the morning meditation, or a 4-hour. You can do like your whole playlist of 4-hour ones if you want. Sleep sessions. You can create playlists. So very, very powerful at freehypnosis.app. And that means you can download it today, utilize it, experience it, even if it's just the free work. And if you are enjoying my free work, if you got any value from this, please leave a review. Because when you do, your words will mean that people will read them and go, I'm going to give this a go. You do not know how many people have reached out in their darkest moments who just stumbled upon the app and said they listened or didn't listen. They looked at some of the reviews, which caused them to download it. And I promise you, some people did not make a decision about their life. They were going to make a very big ending decision. But because of the reviews, just like which you've done if you've done them, so thank you if you have, or if you're about to, you can literally make an impact in the world to that huge level. And I'm very serious about that. I think together we can really help people in such a, I would call it a beautiful way of connecting with your, see, there's my meaning, right? There's where I kind of get filled up here, because it's about doing the work for me. I want to do the work, and your words can actually help someone. I know what it's like to be in that dark place, maybe not that crazy dark, but definitely have thoughts in these real dark moments throughout my life, but having overcome them, I want to be able to share that. So if you've got value, please leave a review. It does, your words do make the difference even. But with that, I look forward to speaking to you a future episode. Remember, you can live a life of meaning on your terms, and that's good news. So many thanks and goodbye. And welcome back. About the pre-show, yeah, we're going pretty crazy. Did you get my little, if you can see yourself in the mirror? So I try to utilize it. If you're new here, we're talking about how I was called a vampire on a review. How I sound like a vampire. Didn't actually say I was a vampire, but then we discovered that I could be a vampire because I'm always in the dark here. And there's other things. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I've actually looked at it for a while. When I was in Thailand years ago, oh no, it's not on my phone anymore. I had the Alan Watts app, and they had like a series of lectures on there. Let me scroll back. Thank you so much. It means coming from connecting, expressing your own soul and heart connection, yeah. Thank you so much. No problems, Michelle, because I'm so happy about that, Sue. Because you say, I'm so late, but grandson is visiting and lost track of time. Isn't that great when you're losing track of time? That is having meaning with your grandson. So I preferred that way, but you're late. Because you're doing it. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yes, have fun with your grandson. You are most welcome. Thank you for being here. Did I just bring that up? I think I did, didn't I? Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Pleased to hear it, that you are having lots of fun. Social media and content given more what meaningful is. Sorry, I'll try to read properly. Has social media and constant peer pressure given them more what a meaningful is? I can't even read today. What meaningful is image and expectation. I think so. There's all these just social expectations of how you should be, and it's gone from different ways as well. Like, you can run your own business and be a millionaire. There's lots of sales kind of thing. There's all the social media of the body. Look at the filters that people put on things like Instagram. And if you put filters on, I'm not hating on that, but I think it builds this expectation to then others to be able to do the same thing. And you can never get validation through other people's stuff. You got to get it from yourself. But when they try to level up through other people's meaningful life, they're never going to be happy. They might even get to that place, but never truly feel that way. So it's kind of cool in the one notion when the intention is to go, that you can live a meaningful life, because I think right now, as equal as the noises of social media expectation of a meaningful life, there's no better time to have a more meaningful life, because for most of us, our bare necessities and needs are actually needed. Okay, it's actually needed. Our vital necessities are and needs are actually fulfilled for most of us, not for everyone, but like food and things and shelter. So it's allowed us to have this level to find more meaning. Like we may have an income to find more meaning. So on the one hand, it's heightened the anxiety of meaningful, but on the other hand, it's given us an opportunity. It's just about deciphering what the reality is, and more importantly, or what your reality is going to be. You are most welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Mina. Zero idea. I'm barely fluent in English. Barely fluent in English myself. I'm almost fluent in English. I've been doing it for 40 years. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here all the way in the Scandinavia areas, right? Because I know on Wednesday you let me know, but I'm now thinking of just Denmark. But you did say about Denmark, but I think it was like Norway. I don't know. I do apologize. And if that was a naughty word, I can't read what that naughty word was. If it was a meaningful one, it's all good. But just disclaimer, brought it up on the screen. No liability. So we look externally instead of internally for meaning, and then we are out of balance. Yeah, I think we're reluctant. This, with all the noise and expectations of other people's meanings, we think that, well, that must be the meaning of life. And therefore we get there and we go, but I don't feel happier. And you feel less because you're getting external validations, or so-called validations. But I think you can take some of that stuff and go, okay, what's the premise here? If I understand the premise or the intention, what does that mean for me? And then go on that inner journey of meaning. And like I said, it doesn't have to be huge. It could be huge to you in the small things as well as the big things. But yeah, it can throw us out of balance, out of alignment of our true meaningful. Like I said, there's something that I kind of struggle with still. Because sometimes I feel conflicted, like, I reframe myself quickly, but I'm like, yeah, but I am enjoying what I'm doing. If I'm enjoying it, then it's all good. So it's something I have to remind myself and my unconscious. I was put into English as second language class, even though English is basically my own language. That's funny. I think I should enroll in that one. Okay, we are an hour and 9 minutes in, almost 10 minutes in on your Friday or Saturday, because I know we have people in Australia in the chat. So, yes, something that makes you happy. And that could be anything. It could just be a moment. It could be seeing the ocean, a cloud, nature. Nature's always a good one. I guess if we didn't question it, that would be wrong too. Yeah, I mean, you gotta, like, you can try these things out, But question, like, is it mine or is it is this mine or is it someone else's expectation? Because we've been brought up with all these expectations, right? Because we're fresh in the world, we've got to assume something. Then add society into the mix and social media. It can just be a little bit polluting or confusing. Here we go. And there we go as well. Because there's a meditation in that, right? I know, like, my brother, my eldest brother, is, he only likes tea. Or coffee. I can't remember which one. But a bit of both. But he would, like, make it, like, a meaningful thing, or, like, a practice. And that can be amazing. Even if it's not the practice, but well, the consequence. Then that's great. So, yeah. Okay, my friends. That is our Friday stream complete. Yeah, the sound of nature. Like, to me, being by the ocean is my happy place, or by the sea. Like, hearing the waves, hearing even people. I can take a snooze on the beach. It's just very peaceful to me. There you go. And I hope they talk back. Yeah, no coffee for you. It is your midnight, 10, 11 past. Yes, you enjoy your evening with your grandson if you're still there. If not, when you're seeing him next. Great to have you here. And if you haven't hit the like button on YouTube, and on Facebook, I guess. You never know, someone might on Facebook see that you liked it and then take a little bit of a listen. But if you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe. You'll be notified when I go live. That's what we want. Well, that's what I want. Hopefully you want that too. If not, don't. You don't have to. It's your meaning. Whatever gives you meaning. If it gives you a bit more meaning by just tapping that thumbs up, I love it. It was a great response. Yeah, thank you ever so much for being here. I don't know if I brought your one up here, Jojo. Thank you once again for your ever so kind words. I appreciate you. I've got pretty much the weekend off. I am working on my Sunday and a bit tomorrow. But other than that, I'm going to go for a run because I find meaning in the running. It gives me thoughts and ideas with vitamin D. If my little foot is okay. If not, I'll do a little wander in the bush if I was in Australia. If not, it'll be in the trails. You are most welcome. And I will see you all on Monday for a Monday motivational. And then on Wednesday, I'll be hypnosis. And my work on Sunday is coming up with the streams of what I want to speak about the coming week. So that's what I'll be doing on Sunday. They do on a treadmill, but just not on the trails. We do run on the treadmill, not the trail mill. I don't know. Bye-bye. Have fun. Thank you all for being here. See ya later. Have a great weekend. Many thanks and goodbye.